moments. A sparkle, just to get your attention. A low-hanging branch on a tree. Around and around and around, the wind is gone. There is no touch to warm us. We look for.
And to me, like, there's some parallels, like my personal experience with, like, you know, struggling with depression sometimes, and like how that thing is like this massive thing that just like looms over you and like demands your attention, and like, you know, is centered on like what they're doing, and for it to go from, you know, like putting the light on other people and then, you know, progressing to, yeah, just like a vulnerable person on the ground, which is what like everyone is. And that's like the unity in it, you know, it's like it goes from being this like thing to like this thing, you know? But just like a different version of the thing, and then realizing that, like, you know, that's the nature of it, of everyone, is they have like these different parts of themselves, and these feelings that feel insurmountable. At the end, like, we're all just like in it together trying to figure it out, you know?
Yeah. I found like a profound beauty in some of that stuff, like particularly like like how you were moving the lights, and there was like this whole like, and the piano chords under it and everything is just like very beautiful to look at, and it gets very progressively melancholic, and then it's like anguish, and like it's really heavy, like but beautiful and universal in respects.
I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed watching it and being there for it.
Aquí tenemos unos ricos plátanos hechos al horno con molasses, que es como papelón con canela y un poco de especias. Esta es una fresca ensalada básica de lechuga con tomate, un poco de parsley y pepino. Tenemos un delicioso puré de papas con queso.
¿Con queso vegano?
Sí, por supuesto. Y estos son como unos vegetales inspirados así en el Mediterráneo, en el Middle East. Es como un montón de champiñones y vegetales con chickpeas hechos con muchas especies, con 7 especies prácticamente. Algo simple, pero muy rico para dar la bienvenida al hogar. No.
Yeah.
Ojalá que las hojas no te toquen el cuerpo como caigan, para que no las puedas convertir en cristal. Ojalá que la lluvia deje de ser milagro que baja por tu cuerpo. Ojalá que la luna pueda salir sin ti. Ojalá que la tierra no te bese los pasos. Ojalá se te cabe la mirada constante, la palabra precisa, la sonrisa perfecta. Ojalá pase algo que te duele de pronto, una boxeadora, un disparo de nieve. Ojalá palabras que te lleven a muerte, para no verte tanto, para no verte siempre, en todos los segundos, en todas las canciones. Ojalá que no pueda tocarte ni canciones.
Chu Minh Tofu. Chu Minh Tofu. Right now we're in Seattle in Chu Minh Tofu, our favorite place for so long. Since the first time we visit Seattle, that was like 3 years ago. Every time we come through, this is like our hot spot to always stop and get some of the best meals that we ever had in the vegan kitchen. Everything made, everything fresh, everything made out from scratch. These people really know what they do.
Insane.
No, este no ya.
So, what's the process of songwriting while on tour and off tour?
So the process of songwriting is something that differs for everyone. And that is one of the most wonderful and most frustrating things about being in a band, is that everyone has a different concept of what a song should be. And I think that good bands all more or less agree on what a song should be, but it's still a different paradigm. It's very unique to a musician. It's probably one of the most signature elements of someone's sound, as they say. Like, I know a riff that Juan Chi wrote. You know what I mean? Like, I could tell that Juan Chi wrote that riff or something like that, because he has sort of a vocabulary. And what's cool about Zeta in particular is that Juan Chi and Dani kind of speak the same language in that way, which is a wonderful thing to have in a band. It's just a uniform sort of vocabulary musically, and it still is an ongoing learning process for me to how I fit myself into it. But it's something that, you know, if you're going into something that already, like a songwriting dynamic that already has existed and works and is awesome, you want to only maximize that. You don't want to get in the way of that. So that's one of the challenges of songwriting is collaborating, but not being obtrusive. It's kind of like getting to know that musical language, you know? Because like I said, everyone has a different concept of what a song could be or should be, you know?
So the songwriting process never ends.
The songwriting never ends. It's something that you're always evolving, whether it's conscious or not, you know. It's a lifelong pursuit in that respect.
In this tour, we songwrite in the van.
There was writing in the van, which
in
was
green rooms.
New. That was new for me, for sure. Writing on the road, that I'd never attempted that. I mean, I had never been on the road long enough to have basically had that necessity. It's always kind of just like a grind, but it was welcomed, that energy of like, because you're playing the same songs every night, you know, or more or less the same songs every night. So it's like that's cool, and you get really tight as a musician doing that. But it also brings a sort of like tedium to it, like musically, because if you're always driving and you can't really play all the time, like I love to play guitar, I love to play bass, and I do it on my free time all the time. You know, I always have a guitar in my hand. So suddenly, for the only time of day for me to have a guitar in the hand, to be on stage playing those songs, it's like, it's not that it's necessarily frustrating, but there's an itch that doesn't get scratched. So being able to have little tiny amps in the back of the van and just hash out ideas was really welcomed, especially like a month into tour. It was new to me completely. I had never tried it, but it's very organic, very natural, very stream of consciousness, but with intention. And that was a really cool learning experience for sure.